and then a laser camera, a radar kind of camera. So in agriculture, we're using this camera for the health of the crops,
Yeah.
golf courses, and for the housing authority, what I want to do is use this camera to fly over our properties and look at the health of our lawns and our landscaping. And so tell our maintenance people, our landscapers, hey, go fertilize over here, overwatering over here, you need more water over there. So that's what that technology can do. I haven't bought a FLIR camera yet, but it's on my list. Mining, they're digging earth, digging minerals. They use cameras and LiDAR. Construction, they use all three. And for the housing authority, construction-wise, I'll show you an example. I took my drone the other day and flew over some buildings that we're building and took some pictures of the roofs. And if you see, right there, you see where there's this problem here? The roof? Well, that would have not been found unless it wasn't for the drone. Because we don't want to put people up on a 40-foot in the air roof. It's not flat. It's got angles. So they said, Tim, go fly the drone over the buildings, and we'll find if there's problems. And sure enough, I flew the drone and over 20 problems were found. So now the construction company has to go up and fix those. So that's just one example of what I'm using the drone for housing authority. Other thing is marketing. That's what I work in my business. I do a lot of marketing for people. Real estate, same thing. House is going to go on sale. The building's going to go on sale. Real estate agents call me up and they, hey, go fly the drone over that house. Security, they're using drones to find people trespassing. They're using infrared and a regular camera. TV and movies. How many people watch TV and movies? Right? We all watch movies. Well, watch the commercials these days, guys. Watch all the commercials with the aerial. They're coming down on the cars, they're swooping down. That's not helicopters anymore. That's all drones. They don't use helicopters anymore for commercials, pretty much. They use drones. Now, the drones they use in the commercials, those drones are not these. Those drones are like this big, cost about $100, and take 3 people to operate. I only need me to operate. But those drones, they have to have a pilot, a camera operator, and a visual observer, a person that's like, okay, the drone's over there, kind of thing. So most commercials these days, with anything aerial, are drone. Insurance. You remember all the hurricanes we had earlier this year? Well, the insurance companies are taking drones and using them to fly over properties for claims. Oh, my roof blew off, or a tree fell on my house. They're taking these drones and they're flying around for claims. They're also flying, remember all the flooding with the hurricanes? They're using drones to find people, search and rescue. So they're using drones to find lost hikers. They're using drones to find missing cattle.
So you're saying is that if there's any missing people, the drone can find them?
If it has an infrared camera or just a regular camera, but they really can find it. Did it a few weeks ago. A friend of mine asked me if I could help participate in searching for a missing person with my drone. I declined it because I felt the better use of resource would be our infrared camera and not a regular camera. Okay, infrastructure, inspecting bridges, inspecting cell towers, inspecting wind turbines. That's what we're using drones for that now. We've got a big old wind tower, it's like 200 feet tall. They don't want to have some person climb up there and look at it. They want to send the drone out and have that drone look at it.
So you're saying that if someone it's someone that would be hard and the drone would make it easier? That's what you're trying to say?
It would make it maybe not easier, but makes it safer for the humans. They're not climbing up on roofs. They're not climbing up on towers. It's fast. That drone can get up there in a few seconds. You'll see how fast these things take off. They go pretty fast. So 200 feet, I can get up 200 feet in a few seconds.
Cool.
If a human has to climb 200 feet up a ladder, that's several minutes. And they're exposed to weather and okay, so we got search and rescue. Like I said, for the housing authority, we do a one-night count. We do it at night. I propose using a drone with an infrared camera to help count the homeless people. That way we can find them without having to go down under bridges or go in unsafe areas that are like woods or something. But for me to do that, I have to have a night waiver, and those are really hard to get. But maybe we'll try someday to get that. And then racing. Anybody see drone racing?
I've seen a few TV shows that have drone racing.
Drone racing is really cool. It's like there's guys making hundreds of thousands of dollars racing drones nowadays. I know we're all getting a little cold. I'm almost done with the boring part. Okay, so drone racing is a big industry. It's worth millions of dollars now. If you like racing little drones, it might be a future career for you there. Okay, a couple last things is that because I'm a professional drone pilot, I take this very seriously. What I do, safety very seriously, checklist. So I have sort of things that I talk about. The wind's picking up a little bit here. It's a bit too windy.
Yeah, use the things like to check it how big is the wind, like to see. Remember that wind thing you told us? Like try it to see how it's getting stronger or like faster.
Stronger, I can tell that. It's at the 4.2 right now. All right, so let's talk about it. Before you fly, it's not just turn on the drone and zoom, go away.
I actually did that.
Is my drone equipment ready? Before you guys came out here, I had to test everything. I had to make sure all the batteries are fully charged. I had to make sure everything works, everything's connected. And so I have to do that before I take off. The weather is very critical for drones. The wind, rain, clouds, temperature all impact where, when, and how we can fly. If it's too windy, I can't fly. If it's too much rain, I can't fly. I can't fly in the clouds. I can't fly close to clouds. I have to be away from clouds. I can't fly in the fog. And the temperature. I told you earlier about too cold or too hot. The batteries don't work well. So it's better to just fly between 35 and 100 degrees. Airspace. You think it's okay to fly over an airport?
No.
How about a military base?
Wait, we actually have one of those? Military bases?
Yeah, we got several. We got McCord down in Tacoma. We got submarine base in Bangor. So we have military bases. Stadiums like CenturyLink or Safeco Field. I can't fly over a stadium when there's an event, but I can fly over a stadium when it's empty. That's a big difference right there. If there's a Seahawks game, I better not be anywhere near that stadium.
Or a baseball field?
Or
Like,
the Mariners are playing, or the Huskies are playing.
because it
Can't be
may.
anywhere near those stadiums. But when those are empty, I can fly over. Some of the best shots I got are flying over stadiums.
Yeah, like if they were an event, right? Like if they were doing an event and like they hit a drone that may hurt someone, like if it lands like hits them in the face. Like if, for example, like if there was a event at the Central Link station and like it hit your drone and it hit someone in the face, would that hurt?
Well, these propellers spin at 6,000 revolutions a minute, and they can chop off little branches on this little tree here. You can probably chop your finger off. I don't want to test it.
Nope, I want to keep my stuff. I want to keep my fingers.
So that's why I launch the drones from over here, not right by you guys. And then what's around me? I always have to pay attention to what's around me. I'm looking for trees, buildings, power lines, airplanes. I'm just looking around what's around me. Be very aware of it, especially things like power lines, because they're small and hard to see. So that's why, like I said, I have this laser rangefinder. Kind of lets me know how tall that building is, and all that. And then last but not least, how you feeling? Are you sick, tired, cold, hot, or stressed? If you're sick, don't fly. If you're tired, don't fly. I'm kind of tired, but not too tired to fly today because I've already flown the drones to make sure everything works. If it's too cold, you're too hot, you're like, this probably shouldn't fly a drone. And if you're all stressed out, you're upset at your parents or your classmates or your brother or sister or my wife, you know, you don't want. My wife might get along great, but it's just stress. You don't want stress. You don't want to be thinking about. You're trying to fly the drone and you're thinking about something really bad happening in your life. Don't fly. Just be safe and just because you know the old saying, guys. We're about to launch off. Here's an old saying in aviation. And think about it. Takeoffs are optional. Landings are mandatory. Because once you're in the air, you're coming down sometime. Somehow, you're coming down. It may not be for another 30 minutes, but that drone's going to eventually land. It has to. So takeoffs are optional. Landings are mandatory. When I get on a commercial airplane and I sit in my seat and we start taking off, I say that out loud. And people around me are like, oh, what? Takeoffs are all landing. You know, think about it, guys. This plane's coming down somehow. Hopefully on its wheels on a runway. All right. Now let's do a couple demonstrations. First one I'm going to demonstrate is the Housing Authority drone. because I want to show you the technology of the sensors where it won't run into the building. But for the monitor, I got it hooked up to my drone, and I'm going to launch that, and we're going to go fly around a little bit. I want you to watch what's in the screen to see what I see. What you see here is what I see here. Yeah, this one. Okay, so let's start with the Housing Authority drone. It's upset. This will be okay. Sometimes this connection doesn't work very well. Here we go. So what I have to do is I have to wait for the drone to talk to the satellites. GPS satellites, it can talk to as many as 19 or 20 satellites at once. It also uses the Russian GPS. So not only am I using American GPS, I'm using Russian GPS. It's called Glasnost or Glastos or something like that. So we can talk to the Russian satellites too, which is pretty cool.
All right.
So I'm waiting for this to warm up. I make sure all my settings are ready to go. Okay, here we go. Now let's see if this technology is going to work. Oh. We're in a Class D airspace, and sometimes it's...
Is it rough to fly sometimes? Whoa.
Now you see it's got lights?
Yeah.
Lights, green light. Let's see if it'll fly this in the building. See? It stops. Look at the stick. I got it full forward. Look at that. It's not going. It's staying there. That's this new technology. I can't crash this into a building. Well, I can, but not like this. So, try a little bit more. One more time. Nope, doesn't want to go. Woo, I'm glad it works. Okay, that's a quick demonstration of that drone. All right. Okay. Turn off this. Okay. Turn off this remote control. This is called either a remote control or a transmitter or an RC. All right, let's turn on my drone because you're going to hook up to the screen, hopefully. You guys can get a little closer to the screen if you want to watch.
That's a cool sound that it actually makes, you know?
You got anything on the screen?
No. Okay, it's starting up. Sorry.
There we go. Okay. So what you're looking at is what the camera sees. So let me just explain a few things here for you. This tells me the satellites. This tells me how high it is. This tells me that it's horizontal speed, it's vertical speed, it's distance from me, it's azimuth from me. And this is the camera itself.